Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have a very special video to provide with you guys. I recently bought an SX-70 Polaroid camera and the film just came in. So I'm going to go at it. It's currently like 60 degrees outside. It's very nice. Tomorrow it's going to be snowing, 6 inches of snow coming my way. So anyway, I decided to take the time today to go on a quick walk with my dogs, and we're just going to go ahead and take some photos and see how it turns out. First of all, let me show you how it works. And so I'm sure you've seen it before. It's a very popular camera. As you can tell, mine's a bit bare. I am currently in the process of removing this old leather because, as you can tell, it is just very scrappy looking. So I have new leather coming, and I have a video over that about how to replace your old leather, which is coming out soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to open it. So you just do this, lift that up, and it's gonna feel like you're about to break it. Whoop. And this here is how you know that it's proper. So then, hopefully I do this right. So what you need to do is that over here is a little yellow lever. You apparently press that, and that falls right down. But now we need to go ahead and we need to do this. So the vintage SX-70. I have Model 2, Alpha 2. So I don't exactly have the original. But mine came out in 1974, I think. How do I open this thing? Came out in 1974. So it's a pretty old camera, which means there's no battery for it. Polaroid designed these land cameras, the SX-70 land camera, to have no battery. And the reason why is because the film actually has its own battery in it, which I found very interesting. So I'm very excited to see how it turns out, to see how fast. Oh gosh, there's instructions on the inside. What in the world? So I'm very excited to see how it turns out. I have never loaded this camera up before, so I hope it works. I hope I got no dust in it. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I have 3 of these packs. I think it's 8 instant photos is what it's advertised as. So anyways, let's go ahead and we'll get this open. Sorry, Domino. Please, I did not press that in. When life gives you lemons. Cool. Insert film this side up. Do not remove the bark side. So that's what it says right up here. Insert film that side up. So now let me go back to my camera. Let's press that yellow lever again. Alright, it's a button, isn't it? Yeah, I think it just slides right on in. Alright! I did it! Turns out you just gotta press hard. Harder than I thought. I definitely thought I was gonna break it. Luckily I did not. So this is what came out. It came out immediately. I can see you guys. So this here is actually the darkness. So you don't have much controls here. So obviously I think the ISO is slightly different. The old, like the actual ones, I think the ISO is 100, but the film I think is 120. ASA 160 right there. The ASA in the old camera is 100. The ASA for this is 160, which means you need a lot of light to get a good photo. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna now go on a walk. I'm gonna take you guys with me, and we're gonna go ahead and just take some photos and hope for the best, I guess. I'll see you all there. Alright everybody, it's a few days later. Unfortunately, I got back from a walk and then I had a class right after, so I could not exactly film. But I have here, if I can pick it up, all my photos. So I'm just gonna go through them, talk about them, and we're gonna talk about my experience. So the first photo I took was actually this one right here. And I just took, honestly, I took these on a walk, and it literally just snowed 7 inches today, so it's winter, and it's not exactly, hi Domino, my dog's in here. It's not exactly the prettiest outside, but I think there's still some good photos. Now, unfortunately, there's only 8 photos per packet. I just saw that on the actual box. It says 8 instant photos. So this photo right here was the first photo I took. It's an okay photo. I'm going to put up the film of me taking it if I have the film. I did not take video of me taking each photo because that's kind of boring. But it's a nice photo. Second photo is this one, and this one right here. And this photo is actually in a lake. You can kind of see it. It looks like it's like a reflection of the sky. It's actually the lake. And so that's just, I don't know. When I took it, I thought it'd be pretty. It's not the prettiest. Again, I tried getting as much light into the camera as possible, just because that's what it needs. And so I took this one, and I thought it looked okay. but you can't really tell any colors because of how much light there is in the background, that there's no lights in the foreground or the trees or anything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next photo I took was of my dog. I have 2 photos of my dogs, one each, and it's this one right here. My dog was a very good sport when it came to taking photos. She's actually here right now. I'll put a video for her up, but she's here right now, and she does not mind the camera as long as it doesn't make too much noise. Now, of course, I took the photo, and it goes, and it's very loud when the photo comes out, and so it scared the bejeebies out of her. But afterwards, she got fine with it after I did it 7 more times. But I found it an okay photo. Again, that orange is very bright, but it's a good photo. I liked it a lot. Next photo I took was again of the lake. Is this one right here? And what's special about this one, you can see a silhouette in the photo. That's my brother. I actually took a picture of my brother just walking my dog. And I was like, oh, this might be a good photo. It really was not. You can't really see it that well. But I'm learning more about the photo taking circumstances that have to be within the photo. I'm saying photo a lot, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, you have to have enough light, yes, but it can't all be in the background, or it can't all be in the sky. And that's why I really want a flash for this camera, or just even just use my phone, because I'd rather have the focus be near the camera than far away. And unfortunately, the focus with these photos is in the sky, because that's what's lit up, or in the trees. So that's quite unfortunate with each photo, that it's just the focus is not where exactly I want it to be, but it's still sort of there. Now this photo is again of my dog. This time it's Ruby. And what's nice about this photo is that it's very vibrant, and I love that. You have the deep purple, well, it's really a light purple. You have the light purple. You have the tree in the background that adds a nice shadow. It's like, look at that shadow. And then you also have the brown with the ruby, and also within the leaves. And each leaf is it's not grainy, like too much grainy. You know. I was talking about earlier about why the ASA was raised up. That's to get rid of that mud, lot of that graininess, and so. You can tell in this photo, there's just less graininess, and I love that. It's a very nice photo. This is when I started to walk to get used to the actual camera. Unfortunately, the photos take 15 minutes to develop, so I didn't quite know what exactly I was doing wrong until 15 minutes later when the walk was almost over, and I went, wait a second, this does not look right. Now, this photo here, my brother said would turn out awful. As you can tell, I think he's wrong. So I think it's actually a nice photo. I thought it was a cool looking tree. I like the shadows. I also like obviously the deep crevice within the tree. Just very nice. And again, that grayness is not really there. I can see each individual leaf. So that's very cool. Second to last photo is once again of my brother, and it's him walking my dog, or our dog. And it was second last photo. As you can tell, you can't really tell unless you know where we all. Okay, forget that. But we are near the end of the walk, and this is when I had the first photo and the second photo started to develop more, and so I kind of saw what I need to do differently. And so this time, I'm liking it the more I look at it now. But it's very nice. I mean, you have that. What's it called? Okay, hang on. It edits all out. It's what Da Vinci did. Da Vinci? Perspective. You have perspective in this photo. So you can tell he's closer to me, so he's bigger, but then the farther down, you can tell it gets smaller, which obviously it's very obvious when I take the photo that that's going to happen. But you have that perspective, and you have width and distance and things like that lining up in a photo. And so I mean, the more I look at it, the more I start to like it. This here is my last photo, and it's my favorite photo. And again, because it's winter, there's no colors outside except brown, black, and white. A lot of white right now because it just snowed 7 inches. But this one was very, I think it was pretty in person. And I was walking by it, and I looked over, and I see the light just streaming through the trees, hitting the surface of the leaves in the trees. And I go, this is perfect. This is a perfect photo. And the photo is not the prettiest. It looks prettier in person. But you can see what I'm talking about on the top left. You can see the sun going through the leaves and the trees. Try that again. You can see the sun going through the trees, especially that big tree right there on the left. It casted a grand shadow across the whole area. And so it was around 4 p.m. when I took these photos when I went on my walk. And so you really see that where the sun is not right overhead us. It's, it's to the left. It's more west. It's more west. And so you start to see that in this photo. And then you see like the evergreens kind of creeping through it, but they're not really green, so they're probably more like ever browns. But I don't know, I'm really bad at trees. Probably maple trees, to be honest. But I love this photo. I mean, you can literally see in the background, hopefully the photo's still on screen for you guys, but you can see in the background, like, the shadows of the other trees. And it looks really cool because you have that so much light coming through the camera that it is, like, covering part of it. And so it kind of looks a bit spooky, but not too spooky, so it looks really cool. But that's all I have for you guys. So final reviews, final thoughts. I love the camera. I really want to just go out and shoot more photos because I love it so much. It's such a cool camera and it's so timeless. The design is so timeless. I was talking to somebody I met and we were talking about the Polaroid cameras. I used to just hate Polaroid cameras because I thought they were too mainstream. They were too famous and popular for the quality you get. But then you get the nice vintage Polaroid cameras, the SX-70. Obviously there's a 1.7. There's that one, I forget that. But I remember I saw this one camera. There's so many old cameras with discontinued film, which is such a shame because Polaroid has discontinued a lot of their film. And so you're losing a whole generation of cameras each time they discontinue the film. Like the land cameras, obviously the SX-70 is a land camera, but I'm talking about the swingers. I used to own the Swinger. Swinger was the first camera I got ever that got me into this obsession. I got it at an old antique store, and I thought it was the best thing ever. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to get film for this. It's going to be so amazing. Until I realized it's discontinued. It discontinued like 5-10 years ago. And so I was so sad. I was like, oh, why? And I really wish I kept my Swinger camera. I think it was like a Big Swinger, I think it was called. I wish I kept it just because, it's a relic of the past, basically. And it's so ugly looking. It's really, it's bulky, it's plasticky, you can't carry it anywhere, but it's so pretty. And talking about Polaroids, obviously the SX-70 is just, it's timeless. Like I said, it's truly a timeless camera. The design, I remember watching some video, I'll link it down below. I can't say some video, it's a really popular YouTuber, but I think it's like, I forgot his name, so I don't want to butcher it. But he was talking about it, and like I have to agree with him in this, and that each time you try and open the camera, you're about to break it. You feel like you're about to break it, but you're not. Like someone on YouTube was like, I've had it for 30 years, you're not going to break it. And so you just gotta trust the process when you open the camera. That's the one thing I hate about it, is that when you first do it, I thought it was broken. I was like, oh no, here we go. And so I and the cracking and the noise, but you're fine. And that's kind of, what's fun about it, is breaking it open for that very first time and seeing what you got. But this is my first video on the SX-70. I have one more coming out, and unfortunately, I have to film this one first and then that one second when really it should be flippity-flopped. But I have one more video coming out. But thank you all for sticking with me, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next week. I realize how many times I said y'all. Anyways, bye y'all.